Hello everyone, my name is Akila Vaughter and this is going to be a one-on-one training about head lice. I know what you're thinking, head lice, we see it all the time and we're just like, ooh, that's disgusting. But I am here to tell you guys that head lice is not all that disgusting. It might be disgusting a little bit at first, but it's the stigmas behind it is just it's nothing to worry about. As long as you take care of it, there's nothing to worry about. So with this one-on-one training, the head lice one-on-one training, I am going to give you the basics of head lice and how to remove them and get you properly trained in that area. So first and foremost, I want to say welcome. Welcome to this training. Welcome to this one-on-one training. We're going to be digging deep into head lice and what it is about, history of it, and how to remove it, and really how to educate our clients and parents about head lice, because that is the main thing. A lot of parents are out there, they're like, oh, my kid has head lice. How do they get it? What do I do about it? Do I have it? All of these things are going to tie into the one-on-one training. And I also want to just say that there's always room to grow when you're training on any subject, not just today's topic, but for any topic that you're doing. It's always great to grow and learn about that specific topic. So first thing I want to point out are the lesson objectives here. There are 5 objectives that we are going to be focusing on today. After completing this training, participants will obtain knowledge and skills about these 5 objectives here. The first one, it says facts about head lice. You will know about that. The history of head lice, the signs and or symptoms of head lice, how to remove head lice, and the last one, how to prevent head lice from spreading. These are the main objectives that we're going to be going over today. So I first want to open up a question, and this is a question that I would want all of you guys, all of the participants here, to keep in mind. You don't have to answer this right away, but the question that I want you to focus on is, why do you want to be a better head lice technician? Or I could say, why do you want to be a head lice technician at all? I know a lot of people don't really know about the head lice business, and that there's actually clinics out there that will actually help you to remove them. So I want to kind of segue that into saying, why are you here? Why do you want to be a better head lice technician? So just keep this question in mind, and we'll probably revisit it at the end of the training here. So guys, the first thing that we are going to do is going to be a dice breaker game. Not an icebreaker, but a dice with a D breaker game. And this is just something to help us kind of get to know each other better, kind of get to know everybody here a little bit better. What do you know about head lice? What do you want to know about head lice? Things of that nature. So what you're going to do for this dice breaker game is that you will, there are questions related to head lice or the head lice industry that will pop up here in a second. There will be a normal die, one die, with the numbers 1 through 6, obviously. Whichever number you land on, you have to answer its corresponding question. So for example, if I roll a 1, then you are going to answer question number 1. If I roll a 2, you're going to answer question number 2, so on and so forth. This is, like I said, this is a great way to get to know each and every one of you that is participating in this training session, okay? guys, so for the next part of this training, it's going to be a PowerPoint presentation. It's going to go over the lesson objectives in great detail. Each slide will have all the information about head lice for everyone. We will also go over how to handle stressful and anxious parents, which is something that is very important when it comes to the head lice industry. And so for the next few minutes, we will be going over a PowerPoint presentation about that. So the next activity we're going to do is we're going to take a few minutes to do a group discussion. We just went over the PowerPoint presentation, and so I would like for you all to discuss what you learned from that presentation, and we will move on to the next activity. All right, guys, so the next activity that we're going to be doing is the learning activity. We're going to be doing a demonstration. We're going to do a role play. It's acting out a typical day at the office. And so the participants, you're going to team up and decide who will be the person with lice per se. And they will have to start the removal process that we just went over in that presentation. We're going to do that from start to finish. And then each person will have a turn. So this will take a few minutes. We want everyone to get to experience what it's like to be the removal person, the technician, versus being an actual client who has actual head lice. So let's partner up and we will do this role play for the next maybe 30 minutes or so, okay? All right, guys, so the next activity that we're going to do is going to be in form of a quiz, but we're going to do it in a game style. We're going to do it Family Feud style. I think everyone is pretty much familiar with Family Feud. If you are not, just let me know and I can go over that. But it's just a quiz version of the, I'm sorry, not the quiz version, but it's a game version of the quiz is what I'm trying to say. And so what we're going to do is participants will be on two teams, okay? So we'll have our teams here in a second. Each participant will come up for a question, and whoever buzzes in first will have the opportunity to answer, just like in a regular Family Feud. Participants will only have 3 seconds to answer before the other team has the opportunity to answer. Each correct answer earns 1 point. The questions will be about the training and it will be in quiz form. And so we'll take a few minutes to get prepared for that, and then we will start this game. Guys, so unfortunately we have come to an end, a closing. It is over, but it's okay. So the closing activity here is just a simple discussion board here about what you learned from the training and how you will implement the training and skills that you learned today for your job. So I'm going to have a whiteboard here in a second, and each one of you are going to come up here and you're just going to write just one thing that you've learned. It could be anything about, of course, the actual training, or if you learned something from me, you can write that down, and we'll just take a few minutes to do that. We'll go over what everyone wrote down, and that will be the end of it. All right, guys. So as we're wrapping up this training session, I just want to give some closing remarks regarding today's training. Number one, it was a pleasure trying to train you guys, and hopefully I did a great job in training you guys. We want to make this training an annual thing just to make sure everyone is on the same page when it comes to head lice training and what to do when a situation arises. And I hope this training implemented all of that information and that you would use it. The second thing I would like to say is head lice is not that bad, if you want to agree with that. It's just something that happens. We truly don't know where they come from, but we just know how to get rid of them. And so it's up to us as trainers, as technicians, people that work in the medical field for specific head lice. It is very important for us to know this information so that we can relay it on to the clients, the parents, the patients, whoever it may be, so that they know that they're not alone in this situation. And so with that being said, it was a pleasure to train. I would love some feedback. If you could give me some feedback about how today's training went, that would be awesome. There's always room for improvement, always room to grow, like I said in the beginning. And so I hope that you guys learned a lot about head lice today, and we will see you next time.